So, great morning to everyone. Parang hindi naman tayo medyo alive. So, in Vermosa, we try to be as active and as vibrant as possible. So, a great morning to everyone. There you go, just a little bit better. So, my name again is MJ Aragones, and I will be reporting to you and sharing with you some details about Vermosa. Maybe just a show of hands. Who here is familiar already with Vermosa? Maybe just raise your hands. A lot are familiar. So some are not yet familiar. A show of hands again. Not so familiar. Okay, yan. So for those who are already familiar, maybe I hope to refresh you and maybe give you some more information or share some new information about Vermosa. While for the others naman that are fairly new to the project, I hope I can give some justice in providing you some information about the project. All right, so welcome to Vermosa, a 752-hectare property located in Imus and Dasmariñas, Cavite. And it is a estate that is geared towards building a modern suburban lifestyle that is geared towards pursuing active pursuits and lifestyle. Instead of giving you the usual brief, we wanted to, revamp it a little bit, and instead of giving you a blow-by-blow of what it's all about, we wanted to ask the question, why invest in Vermosa? So we kind of did a little back and forth, and we were able to come up with three things. Okay. Number one, why invest in Vermosa? Because Vermosa is in a good location. Why is that? First of all, it's located in Imus and Dasmariñas, Cavite. Imus being one of the most competitive cities in the Philippines and is also classified as the retail capital by DTI. And also, Dasma as well is also known as the industrial giant of Calabarzon and is one of the wealthiest local government units in Cavite. So in terms of trade population, you see that the proximity of Vermosa is surrounded by a lot of residential villages, both by different developers as well as alley developments. In terms of the trade population, it's approximate around 2.8 million in just immediate 5-kilometer radius vicinity. Aside from which, going to Vermosa is very quite near already. It's very quick. It's around 30 minutes if if it's a good day. If it's a bad day, around mga 45 minutes to an hour. So it's 7 kilometers away from the MCX exit. So just going to MCX is already very quick because of the Skyway extension ramps. It's going to be 8 kilometers away from the anticipated Calax exit as well if it's going to be connected going to Pasay. So it's 15 kilometers away from Alabang and 28 kilometers away from the airport. So just an update. So everybody's already familiar with the Skyway extension and the MCX exit, which is already operational. If you're going to be coming from Pasay, Cavitex is also operational as well. Aguinaldo flyover that you see here is also operational as well. So if you're going to be coming from Pasay, from Cavitex, Calax will be opened by Q2 of 2024, and the government will also be doing another flyover. So it's going to be, Imus is sort of known to be a flyover capital as well. From the Imus exit of Calax, there's going to be another flyover over Malakasang, and it's also set to be completed by Q1 of next year. Okay, so those are the updates. So again, number one, it's in a good location. That's why we would like to invest in Vermosa. Number two, it's also primed to be a property with its prime locators. So you have an array of different locators that you can choose from residential to commercial to sports and recreation, leisure, institutions, and industrial as well. So let me start off first and break it down to you bit by bit. Let's start off with sports, recreation, and entertainment. One of the main things that we feature in Vermosa is what we call the Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub. It's an 8.8-hectare property that is geared towards being the premier training facility for athletes. So why do we say it's a premier facility for athletes? Here are the reasons why. We have a FIFA certified football field, complete with amenities also. We have an IAAF certified oval track, complete with track and field facilities. We have a FINA standard Olympic pool, complete with a 50-meter lap pool and a 25-meter warm-up pool. We have a sports laboratory and a recovery center equipped by Sante Fitness. And we're also going to be launching an athlete's house, a premier overnight accommodations that is geared towards our athletes who are training here in Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub. So with this facility, we are proud to be a go-to destination of different sporting events. From Cycle PH by Sun Life, a few Spartan events have already been hosted here. You have different National Sports Association also putting up different events in Vermosa. So if you're really into sports, you probably heard about the estate already and about these events. We have our own green run, which was already done on its second year last July. And of course, we have more that's upcoming for the rest of the year and for next year. And aside from that, Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub is proud to be with one of its resident athletes, EJ Avena, if you guys are a little bit familiar, the #2 world ranking pole vaulter, is training here in Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub. So what else do we have in terms of locator? I'm sure everybody, for those who are already familiar about the project, you know about Ayala Malls Vermosa. And a lot of people have already been anticipating its opening. And I'm proud to say it's going to be open by November of 2023. Okay, so we're going to be doing a soft opening this coming November and a grand launch come this April. Aside from that, we filled up a lot of the locators in front. So you have the different locators such as Jollibee, Peri Peri, Coffee Bean, etc. And we hope that, in the coming months, we have Chowking as well to be open by later this year, and Army Navy by early next year. Landers Vermosa will also be in Vermosa. It's the third installment with the partnership between Ali and Landers. So this will culminate the Landers partnership by having Landers in Vermosa by Q2 of 2024. So this will be beside the mall. And aside from that, we've partnered as well with KTM Riding Academy to have a riding academy for off-road biking as well. So in terms of institutional, we're all familiar with the Lazal Zobel. The Lazal Zobel initially opened in 2017. It's supposed to be just for senior high, but now it's geared towards opening to all K-12 students and with a projected capacity of around 4,000 students. The transport terminal will also be opening this year together with the mall. And hopefully this will also address a lot of the connectivity issues that are being encountered by our Imoseños and our Dasmariñeños. Named after the patron saint of athletes and of sports enthusiasts, the San Sebastian Parish Church will be groundbreaking by next year as well. We've also equipped the estate to have BFP and PNP fire stations as well, so to help ensure that our estate is emergency ready. We've also invited Red Cross to relocate its headquarters from Cavite City to Vermosa, and this Red Cross facility will be the main facility of the province and will be a blood center, meaning you can do a lot of your blood work here, and they will also be giving out emergency services to the immediate community. And aside from the institutional locators, we have a lot of greenways and play parks that we are going to be doing in Vermosa. So some are already constructed and can already be enjoyed by our community, while the others are upcoming in the next 5 years. So that's it. A lot of locators, a lot of things to absorb. But we're just on the second point. So what else makes it exciting for people to invest in Vermosa? The number 3 is that, Vermosa is a prime property for high value appreciation. Why do I say that? Number one, residential build-up. Out of the 4 villages that have already been launched, a lot of these villages are already ready for turnover. In fact, 50% of those that have already been sold to third-party buyers have already been turned over as well. So we expect that the build-up of the residential subdivisions will increase by next year. Aside from this, also, we just had a recent residential launch by Avida as well, and we expect the number to double in terms of the number of villages by the next 5 years. So hopefully our residential business group partners like Alveo, ALP, and Avida will be launching in the next 5 years. In terms of the build-up, in spite, Vermosa just being 35% built, or around mga 246 hectares since its launch in 2015, the value appreciation has already tripled in value. From the launch of around 50,000 per square back in 2015, and for the commercial lots, it's now at around 135. So the value appreciation is just increasing, and we expect it to increase in the upcoming years. In terms of the numbers, we believe that this is the projected numbers of Vermosa in its full build-up. If we take a look at these numbers, this is similar to the build-up of a BGC or half of Makati. Just to recap, what are the 3 things that we need to remember and ask whenever we say why we need to invest in Vermosa? 3 reasons. Number 1, it's prime location, it's prime locators, and it's a prime property for high value appreciation. So now that we know these things, what can we sell? Let me get on to it. Let me feature Vermosa Campus Town. So Vermosa Campus Town is the latest sub-district in the commercial area of Vermosa. It's around 11 hectares with a lot size range of around 1,300 to 3,500 square meters, and is geared towards to cater to the Lasal Zobel mainly. Due its close proximity to the Lasal Vermosa, it's a perfect opportunity for commercial lot investors to delve into the campus town lifestyle by offering a environment that's very vibrant. And we have a lot of streetscapes as well and pocket parks that will be introduced into this project. And I will show to you later the highly walkable streets that we will be doing for this commercial district. So this is just a drone shot of where Campus Town is. So this is the Anghari, and this is Vermosa Boulevard going inside. These are the commercial town lots that we've sold in the past, or what we call the Vermosa Midtown. And this is Vermosa Campus Town. So just a few more. So it's really just a walkable area from Ayala Malls, Vermosa. In terms of its uses, similar to other properties, it's envisioned to have allowable uses. It's FAR 4. The setbacks are quite similar to the other commercial properties in Ayala, and the restrictions are quite similar as well. In terms of the architectural character, it's going to be adapting a contemporary urban district architectural theme. The roads and the sidewalks will go as wide as 33 meters. For the main roads, and for the secondary roads, around 28, and there's another one that's 15 here for the service road. So these are just some more perspectives on how it looks like in terms of the wide open spaces and the walkable areas in Campus Town. So we have around 8 commercial lots that are available here in Vermosa. So price range is around 120 to 135 depending on the lot location. The ones that are nearer De La Salle Sobel are a little bit on the 135 side, while the inner lots are around 120. But aside from that, we have Campus Town, but we've also recently opened up a few lots ready for turnover already. We opened 2 Midtown lots, Lot 2 and Lot 4, which are priced at around 150,000 per square meter. And these are the 2 lots that are available. I know you guys are curious of what the payment terms will be. We stretch out the payment terms here in Vermosa up to 72 months. So we started off with 10% down payment, and after which subsequent payments was just 1.5% of the TCP. The buyer can also opt in for a 25% down payment, then the balance will be payable in 65 months. Or instead, the buyer can also do an 8% payment payable in 6 months, while the remaining balance will be stretched over 72 months. But that's not all. There's more. Aside from that, we're offering also a commission, an additional commission to a seller if the seller is able to sell a property that has a payment term of cash. So a 1.5% increase in the commission if the payment term is cash, and a 1% additional commission if the buyer opts for a 50% down payment and the remaining balance in 2 years. So I'm already being shown my time limit there. That's it for me, and hopefully we're gonna be able to sell Vermosa properties. Thank you.
Would you like to ask an update about LRT6, if it's gonna be traversing Aguinaldo Highway or Molino na siya?
It's more on the Molino side. It's really gonna be more on the Molino side. It's another intersection of Daanghari and Molino. So it's closer, it's gonna be closer here, the LRT6 area. Around mga 2.5 kilometers away from Vermosa. May alignment na.
Year of completion?
We don't want, well, it's published that it's gonna be 2026, but we think that it's still gonna change. So we'll see. Let's see how the government will respond to it.
You can access it naman from the DPWH website if you want to monitor their progress. Yes,
Sir.
Richard.
When New Valley was new, they had 3 football fields, 2 baseball diamonds, 4 beach volleyball, the nature camp, and the wakeboard park. Can you guarantee the look? Because since it's one of the selling points is the sports, how is there a guarantee that that will always be a component of Vermosa?
In my capacity, yes. Ayala Vermosa Sports Balloon is already, as much as possible, meant here to stay. We're also exploring the business model to see how we can scale it and increase it better. So we have a lot of areas still that we can delve further. We still have a lot of sports that we can delve further. So currently it's catering for football, for frisbee, swimming, and for track and field sports. But there's nothing stopping us from exploring the usual sports like volleyball, basketball, and the likes. We're also taking a look at that pickleball as well, and those sports that are not really so famous yet here in the Philippines. We'd like to also expand that and grow that further as well.
Great, thank you.
The Sports Hub will forever be an institution in Vermosa. It will be a premier locator, and just like what MJ presented, Vermosa Estate is loaded with 3 primes. Prime location, there being dual accessibility from SLEX on one side, and the Pasay West Boulevard on the other side. And the other one is value appreciation. The
And
last one is value appreciation.
And maybe one of the things also that I just like to sell personally about a project, I am a recent runner, okay? So a very recent runner, and I've tried, so far what I wanted to do was, try, running and try to jog in the different estates that we have. So without having so much bias, I'd like to believe Vermosa is one of the states that we can really enjoy sports, even outdoor activities with ease. The sidewalks are very wide in such a way that it can accommodate both bikers and runners as well. So it's very convenient. It's very convenient, and I'd like to invite you to try it. Just go there, park, and see for yourself how good the estate is.
All of our estates, similar to Nuvali, being a younger sister. Vermosa Estate is a generous estate in terms of road networks. Wide roads, even Campus Town, 33 meters with a median island. It's just parallel to New Valley. So there you are. To recap, we have 8 properties in Campus Town remaining. And if your client would wish to have a ready for occupancy or ready for use properties, we lobbied to release the 2 properties in Midtown. All of the phase 1 and phase 2 Vermosa properties were sold out except for the last 2. And right now, the Greenway amenity alongside that Midtown is ongoing in terms of land development. And like I said, even during our online briefings, if you really have a serious buyer, MJ is willing to sit down and negotiate on the pay terms. He is very accommodating. Okay? That's why Miss Mai is waiting for an icebreaker. You might come up with something of financial reward for the first one who would get to sell Vermosa this year. Ako daw yun.
I know some of you already know Mai, so I've been approaching you. We're very much excited, for anyone who's really going to explore selling Vermosa, because we'd really love to have you guys here.